Hey everyone, welcome to the PCS-Proof Podcast, where we're covering the vital things you need to know to thrive in every season of military life. I'm your host and milspouse fitness expert, Grace Barnick-Damazo, and I encourage you to join me each week as we dive deep into topics like fitness, wellness, and entrepreneurship as a military spouse so that you can maintain your own sense of identity and purpose, conquering every transition with strength and resilience. As we journey together, you can expect uplifting conversations and insights. We'll share some laughs, and you can count on me to keep it real so that together we can become truly PCS-proof. Now let's get into it. Welcome back to the PCS-Proof Podcast, where we cover everything you need to know to thrive in every season of military life while keeping your sanity intact. Today's episode is going to be all about building a PCS-proof career through entrepreneurship. Wait, don't turn off this episode. I bet there's a few of you out there listening who are thinking, this episode's not for me. I have no interest in becoming my own boss or owning my own business. Or I already have a stable job right now. Why do I need to hear this? All of that is amazing, and I love that for you. But here is why you need to listen to this episode, and here's why I am so passionate about this topic. Military spouses experience some of the highest unemployment numbers out of any group in the United States. The unemployment rate for military spouses is around 22%, and that is significantly higher than the national average, which right now sits around 3.5% to 4%, 22%. And that's not just about being without a job. Underemployment among military spouses is also alarmingly high, with estimates around 31 to 35%. So while this might not be pertinent to you now, the reality is that constant relocations, state-specific licensing issues, and the unique demands of military life make maintaining traditional employment incredibly challenging for most of us. And that's just if you're stateside. If you're living a CONUS, or you eventually might be transferred a CONUS, you'll have the added challenge of extremely limited job availability on base or on post due to contracting restrictions with the local workforce or country-specific employment issues. And depending on your career path, your licensing or insurance requirements may prevent you from practicing your craft at all. And there are so many reasons why all of us should care about this as members of the military community. Both unemployment and underemployment can severely impact our self-worth, our independence, and our long-term health and well-being. And the reality is that many military families find themselves struggling to make ends meet due to the lack of a second stable income. And that financial strain often forces us to rely on credit cards, loans, and other forms of debt to cover living expenses. And this accumulation of debt can lead to long-term financial burdens and higher stress levels, creating this vicious cycle of financial insecurity. And I know that it'll be no secret to you or I that financial stress and emotional distress from unemployment can strain familial and marital relationships, which increases the risk of conflicts, separations, and overall family instability, further complicating the challenges faced by military families. And I'm not really going to go into this, but we also all understand that there is a very real consequence and a unique consequence of having excessive financial debt, in that it can impede our active duty partners' security clearances if that's pertinent to their job. So that's just an added layer to all of this. Employment or career fulfillment is often tied to our self-worth and our identity. Unemployment or underemployment can lead to feelings of inadequacy and a significant drop in our self-esteem. Lower self-esteem can affect mental health and overall well-being, making it harder to pursue new opportunities. Additionally, employment often provides social interactions and a sense of community. Without this, unemployment can lead to social isolation, reducing social connections and exacerbating feelings of loneliness and depression, which is already a challenge for us in this military life. And as we all know, gaps in employment history often negatively affect future job prospects and career advancement, reducing opportunities for promotions, pay raises, and professional development, which means that many women struggle to achieve their full professional potential. And extended periods of unemployment can also lead to a loss of skills and professional relevancy. This makes it harder to re-enter the workforce, creating a cycle of continued unemployment or underemployment. And 1000% support all of the women out there who have chosen to forego the workforce in order to have a family or to raise their kids, or those who dedicate their time and energy to volunteer and philanthropic work. I love all that. Everyone needs to participate in some way in their home life and their community, and all of that is wonderful. But I'm here today speaking to all of those women out there who want to contribute to their families financially, or who just want to regain some purpose by doing something meaningful to them and to get paid doing it. And here's the great news. We don't have to be restricted to the normal employment pathways that have clearly failed us as women in military life. We can create our own path and build our own little empires, taking back control of our own destinies. And entrepreneurship can offer that flexible, portable solution that can move with us no matter where military life sends us. And I'm also speaking to everyone in the military community, urging them to not only seek out and patronize small businesses owned by military veterans and military spouses, but to also support them in other ways that cost nothing at all. Spread the word about military-affiliated marketplaces like Spousely for all of your upcoming holiday shopping, or take a second to shout out or tag a local military spouse-owned business on your base or post. I know that sometimes when we find a really great nail tech, we kind of want to keep it like our little secret, but you have no idea how life-changing it is as a small business owner to know that that one shout out that led to that 1 or 2 additional purchases put food on your table for that week, or allowed you to afford Christmas presents this year, or to go and visit the service member who is serving abroad or in leave or in port. So that one shout out can have ripple effects that make life-changing differences in those small business owners. This is applicable to all of us, whether or not you have any interest in owning your own business or becoming an entrepreneur. So in today's episode, I wanted to share an abbreviated story of my own path to entrepreneurship in the hopes that it's relatable and maybe even inspiring to other women who, like me, never thought of becoming their own boss. And I want to help you explore entrepreneurship as a possible path to finding the same freedom and stability within military life that I found. Because as I've mentioned to you in past episodes, I never imagined that I would end up here where I am today, 5 years into owning my own business. I can't even believe it. A business that has given me the freedom to create my own schedule, to continue to pay myself through every PCS that we've been through, and to be there to support my spouse and take care of everything in our home while he's deployed and underway. And has also allowed me the opportunity to travel and do the things that I love to do, like playing softball all around Japan. And it's not been an easy journey. Not at all. 5 years in, and I know 2 things to be 100% true. One is that this has been one of the most challenging endeavors that I have ever taken on. It has pushed me so far out of my comfort zone and in the best ways possible. And 2, I will never go back to working for someone else as my main form of income. So stick with me. I need to take a really quick break, but when I come back, let me give you all the tea about why I decided to quit working for one of the biggest big box gyms in the United States and start my own little powerhouse company with big dreams to revolutionize how military spouses and women in military life stay fit. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. As a fellow milspouse, isn't it wild how much of our lives feel completely out of our control? From those last-minute PCS orders to constantly changing schedules, we're pros at rolling with the punches. We've learned to just deal with it. But here's the thing. Your health and your fitness shouldn't have to be one of those things that you just deal with. Finally, there's a fitness program that gives you back control over your health and your fitness results. PCS-Proof Fitness. PCS-Proof Fitness is a fitness program created for military spouses by someone who gets it. This isn't just another workout plan. It's your key to taking back control. Whether you're in the middle of a PCS or juggling the chaos of military life, this program is portable, affordable, and designed to fit into your world, not the other way around. Women just like you are loving it because it's built for strong, resilient women who are ready to own their fitness journey no matter where military life takes them. Ready to join them? Visit fitpathcoaching.com/PCS-proof-fitness and start your journey today. Listeners of this podcast get your first month free by using promo code POD4FREE. That's POD, the number 4, FREE at checkout. And here's an extra treat. Join PCS Proof Fitness before the end of September, and I will personally upgrade your membership to include our metabolic conditioning workouts at no extra cost. That's right, more energy, more results, and more savings as long as you're a member. So what are you waiting for? Start today, completely risk-free, and take back control of your fitness in less than 2 minutes. Join PCS Proof Fitness now, because your results are worth it. So here's an abbreviated history of my path to entrepreneurship and starting my own health and fitness coaching company 5 years ago this month. I used to work at a big box gym, one of those national chains of gyms that you see everywhere. If you can imagine, these big corporations are driven by sales numbers, sales of memberships, of supplements, and of personal training sessions. And like I said, I have no intention of going back to work for one of these gyms, so I have no problem telling you this. In case you didn't realize, these big box gyms make more money by you not showing up. They don't actually want you to go to the gym more often, unless it's to buy personal training sessions or energy drinks or protein powder. They want you to sign up, come a few days a week maybe, or a few days a month, and then they don't really care if you show up at all after that because they have you under a contract and they're going to keep charging your card whether you show up or not. And by not encouraging the increased foot traffic, that allows them to take on more memberships. That's how it works. And for us trainers, our value was attached to our monthly sales numbers for training packages, selling training packages. So if we weren't selling those packages, we wouldn't last very long. Now, for me personally, I care more about my relationship with my training clients and getting them results. But I also considered myself to be a good employee. I always have been. And I'm an overachiever. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to try and do my very, very best. So I really worked hard to excel within the company. That's just my personality. Last night, I just happened to be looking back through some of my photos from around that time frame. You know, just one of those things that you do when your husband is deployed and you're feeling a little sentimental, so you go into a deep dive of your photo stream. And I just happened to scroll across some of my monthly sales numbers from when I was there. I would take pictures sometimes because I was getting paid on commissions and I needed my numbers for my budgeting. So I have these pictures for months on end. And it just reminded me in seeing those numbers that I had worked so hard and was really grinding. And I had consistently some of the highest sales numbers, some of the highest session service numbers, and one of the highest client retention percentages out of the entire team for months on end. And please know that I am not telling you this to brag at all. I'm not a braggadocious person. This is just important information for the story. I remember talking to my managers at the gym about future growth within the company and what that ascension path could look like. The natural next step would be to move into a management role, a fitness manager role, which in reality meant more selling and less training. And in hindsight, I probably really would have hated that. But at the time, I wanted to grow and achieve and prove myself. And they were super supportive of this, even connecting me with other fitness managers at other local gyms and looking out for opportunities for me, which was super nice. And when I knew that there was a high likelihood that my husband was going to get stationed overseas, I made the rookie mistake of sharing this with the company. And after this, the support for pushing my ascension within the company really changed. And when I shared with the company that we had, in fact, found out that we would be moving to Japan a year later, keep that in mind. I even remember them telling me that I likely wouldn't get a promotion since they knew I'd be leaving in a year. Most trainers didn't make it 6 months, FYI. And it was one of those many signs that I had been getting from the universe that no matter how hard I worked, how much money, my effort, my skill, my expertise benefited the company's bottom line, the reality of military life was going to impact my career growth in the corporate setting. Remember that I mentioned that this is an extremely common story among military spouses. I needed to find a different path to career fulfillment. Fortunately, I figured out a way to create a stable, fulfilling career that I could take anywhere. Starting my own business allowed me to work on my terms and still be able to support my active duty spouse's career. And it allowed me to focus on the things that really impact my coaching members the most: accountability and results. I actually care that they show up for their workouts and that they get their results that they're wanting. I want to help you explore entrepreneurship as a possible path to finding the same freedom and stability within military life that I have found. Entrepreneurship is a fantastic path for military spouses, and here's why. 1, it offers flexibility and portability. You can run an online business or freelance service from anywhere in the world. Whether you're moving across the country or you're moving to the other side of the globe, you won't have to worry about trying to find a company that will allow you to work remotely or whether there are job opportunities waiting for you on the other side of the move. For example, Lisa Bradley and Cameron Cruz started Our Riveter, a super cute handbag company employing military spouses across the country and allowing them to work from home. Highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to link their company in the show notes. 2, it allows complete control over your schedule. You set your own hours, making it easier to balance work and family life, especially during deployments and PCSing. And I know this firsthand from my own experience. Last year, this time we were moving from one end of Japan to the other and, letting my clients that were with me at my past duty station know they stuck with me, and I'm so grateful for them. And we were able to just continue on their programs and continue on ever since. And it's just been an amazing testament to what you can build with your own career. And number 3, it addresses common challenges unique to military life. Who better to provide products and services to the military community than us, the ones who understand firsthand what we really need? There are so many obstacles and barriers to overcome in so many areas of our lifestyle. We need passionate people to spearhead solutions. A couple examples of this are a 5 military spouse group. I'm going to name them because they deserve it. Kimberly Baxo, Michelle Bradfield, Leslie Bryans, Joy Chalmers, and Meg Gottridge. Please forgive me, ladies, if I mispronounced any of those names. But these 5 military spouses saw a need in the military community for a social wellness program tailored to spouses, and they sought to fill that need. They founded Independent, proving that a flexible business model can succeed. And Monica Fullerton saw a need for one central location to go to shop and support fellow military small businesses, so she founded Spousely with the mission to support and champion military families seeking income-generating opportunities no matter where the military life takes them. And I will link both of those organizations in the show notes. Now, I'm not going to go into how to start your small business on this podcast. I will, however, list a few really great resources in the show notes that will help you explore and start your entrepreneurial journey as soon as you're ready. But hopefully this episode has really sparked something in you, and maybe you're thinking that this might be the right avenue for you. There's no harm in starting to dream up what that might look like for you. Finding the right business idea starts with understanding what you're really passionate about and what skills you have to offer. So you'll want to start Start here. Start by identifying your passions, your skills. Make a list of activities you really enjoy, your qualifications, your hobbies, past job roles that you really were excited about, that really spoke to you and you got really passionate about. Do not start a business that you are not passionate about. Entrepreneurship is a roller coaster, and I can guarantee you that there are going to be at least a few moments that you will really want to give up. It's happened to me. So if I wasn't so passionate about helping other women improve their lives through health and fitness, I probably would not have made it to 5 years as a business owner. So I really encourage you to start from passion and purpose. Then assess the market needs. Research your community to identify unmet needs or gaps. For instance, if there's a lack of childcare options, consider starting a flexible in-home daycare service. One of my past coaching members is a fantastic mom with a passion for caretaking young children. She started a daycare that allowed her to work from home and be with her son and support other families on our base who couldn't make it off the long wait list for the CDC. So that might be something that you're passionate about, and there's probably a need in your community, so you need to assess that. And then also validate those ideas by seeking feedback from potential customers and also from community members. Yes, reach out to your family and to your friends. That's all great, but don't overlook the power of asking the people in the community that you're intending to serve, because they're going to be the ones that tell you exactly what they need and give you the best direction to take. You might think that you know what they need, but you're not going to know for sure, and you might be taking maybe a circuitous path to getting what they really want and what they're really needing. So go ahead and just ask them and save yourself that time and energy. They're going to tell you exactly what they want and what they need. So now let's talk about numbers really quickly. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, there are approximately 250,000 military spouse-owned businesses in the United States. That's a substantial number, reflecting the entrepreneurial spirit and resilience of military spouses who often have to reinvent their careers with every move. And these businesses are more than just side projects. They are vital contributors to the economy. So I'm going to break down the impact just to give you an idea of why it is so important that we not only support these companies, but also look at them as a viable pathway to financial independence. So let's break down their impact really quickly. Military spouse-owned businesses vary widely in terms of revenue, but many report annual earnings between $50,000 and $250,000. Some even exceed $500,000, particularly in the e-commerce and service sectors. And this revenue not only supports military families, but it also stimulates local economies. These businesses aren't just creating jobs for their owners, they're employing others as well. It's estimated that military spouse-owned businesses create thousands of jobs nationwide, offering employment opportunities to both military and civilian communities. This job creation is crucial, especially in rural areas surrounding military bases where economic opportunities can be very limited. So I hope that at the end of this episode, you feel inspired maybe considering entrepreneurship as a viable path, or even just inspired to go and really seek out and support military spouse-owned small businesses. So here are just a few simple action steps that I would hope that you would consider taking after listening today. 1, start brainstorming, start dreaming. Make a list of your passions, your skills, things that really light you up. There's no harm in dreaming. 2, do some research. Look around your community. What are some of the needs that you see or problems that need a solution that maybe you can be that solution for? 3, reach out and connect with organizations like the Rosie Network, Bunker Labs, AMSI, which is the Association of Military Spouse Entrepreneurs, and SCORE for support. I've linked all of these in the show notes down below, by the way. And 4, even if you're not interested in starting your own business, shop, support, patronize other military spouse-owned businesses. Like I mentioned before, you have no idea the ripple impact that you can make on the lives of those real people behind the businesses. Remember, you have the resilience and the skills to build your own PCS-proof career path. You don't have to be restricted to the normal employment pathways that have clearly failed us as women in military life, clearly shown by the unemployment and underemployment statistics. You can create your own path to financial security and build your own empire built on a foundation of passion and purpose, taking back control of your own destiny. Doesn't that sound better than putting out resumes and crossing your fingers? If I can do it, you absolutely can do it too. So thank you for joining me for another episode of the PCS-Proof Podcast. Stay tuned for more tips and more strategies to help you thrive in all areas of your life and through every season of milspouse life. And if you have your own entrepreneurial story of how you built your own PCS-proof business, I would absolutely love to feature you on an upcoming episode of the podcast. You can reach out to me directly through our Instagram at PCS-Proof Podcast, or just click the link in the show notes below to apply. It's so inspirational to hear these stories of women creating their own path to success. I'm inspired by them, and I know that everyone listening will be too. So please share your story with us. Until next time, stay inspired to start or keep building your PCS-proof future. And remember, no matter where in the world military life sends you, together we are PCS-proof. Adios.
And here is the legal language. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended to replace professional advice. The views expressed in this podcast may not be those of the host or fitpathcoaching.com. Moreover, we are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from the use of this podcast.